Hey guys, it's Adam Zulkarnain, CEO of ScaleItWithAds.com, and in this video I'm going to show you how to audit your Amazon performance and your PPC campaigns like a pro without the hassle of using spreadsheets. So you're selling your products on Amazon, you're pouring your money into ads, and you're staring at all of these numbers in your sales dashboard and your PPC campaigns. But you just don't know how to stay on top of your Amazon PPC optimization. You're feeling a little bit lost and you're unsure about which tweaks to make in your listings and your PPC strategies to really enhance your performance. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the steps you need to take in order to audit your product listing page and your PPC, and my thinking behind them so that you can keep your advertising campaigns in top shape, your overall performance strong and effective, and all of this without having to bury yourself deep in spreadsheets. And the goal with this method here is basically to quickly analyze your performance and make decisions based on what we find. Specifically, we want to analyze our product, figure out how it's performing. Is it selling well? Is the performance on the upwards or downwards? Are we losing money or are we making money? How is our listing looking in terms of quality, relevance, and search intent? And then based on our assessments, we can decide our next move. For instance, if certain keywords are draining our budget, we'll optimize our campaigns to enhance ACOS and performance. And I'll dive deeper into these optimization techniques later on in the video. Similarly, we'll narrow down those high-performing and better campaigns and dig into strategies to squeeze even more juice out of them, making sure that we can increase our sales and get the most bang for our buck when it comes to our ad spend. Alright, so without further ado, let's get into the audit. But before I jump into that, I just want to extend some resources over to some of you, okay? So we're offering free audits to brands doing more than 30k per month in sales. If you would like to be selected for this process, we're only offering it to 5 brands this month and slots will fill up fast. So if you're interested in taking advantage of this limited time opportunity, be sure to click on the link below this video and let us help you tackle the obstacles you're facing and develop a strategy to scale your business to 7 or 8 figures. Alright, so let's switch screens. Hopefully you can see I'm in the inventory section now. What I'm doing here is pinpointing the ASIN I'm going to audit, and then I'm going to click into the SKU section. And this will quickly show me how the product is performing. So here I can see the metrics for the last 7, 30 days and the last 90 days. So now that I've seen that, I just want to filter it to see the performance over the last 12 months. Now take a look. Over the last 12 months, we've moved 19,759 units. If we go back to the last 30 days, we can see that this time last year, we sold only 1,234 units over a 30-day period. Whereas now, we've sold 3,253. So almost 3 times as much. So that shows a significant jump and that we're clearly making progress. Now that we have this information, and of course, if I'm using tools like Sellerboard, Helium 10, I can check the sales and the profit analytics dashboard to go into it a little bit further. This is just so that we can get an idea of how the product is performing. Okay, so once we've done that, we move on to the next step, examining the listing. Now, of course, I can't reveal the actual product, so I'll just use an example and I'll walk you through my process. This product is one we used for FBA wholesale back in 2017. So let's start with the main image, right? It could definitely be improved. The bottle should fit the screen better, and perhaps the image quality definitely should be enhanced. Maybe they could render the image and digitally enhance it. Or they could show the packaging or something to make this product stand out and differentiate itself from all of the other shampoos and conditioners out there. So by improving the main image, they can very likely boost the click-through rate, which will make their advertising efforts more effective because guess what? More people will click through to the listing, which means more opportunities to make sales. Now let's look at the bullet points. Where are the bullet points? There's nothing here. So we can add bullet points. And if you already have bullet points, which you should of course, how can you enhance them? Can you articulate the product benefits better? Can you incorporate more keywords? Perhaps you can go through your reviews and use ChatGPT to create 1 or 2 bullet points addressing common negative reviews or product questions. And by doing this, you can answer your shoppers' common questions you can improve their faith in your product and improve the shopper's buying experience, which then increases the chances of more conversions. Okay, now let's talk about the rest of the images. Can they be improved? In this listing, there are 3 identical images. Imagine if they utilize these image slots to showcase the product's benefits. Image 2 should highlight the most significant or standout feature of the product. The remaining images should include lifestyle shots, usage instructions, best practices, and other key benefits and unique selling points. And from my recent research, I've learned about how Amazon's algorithm could even go to the extent of using images to target relevance better. So having highly specific and relevant images and text tailored to our product could be super beneficial in making our products appear in front of our relevant target audience and enticing them enough to buy. And so what you want to do, you want to look at the sections that affect your product's performance, like the title, the price, if you're running any coupons, the bestseller badges, the A+ content, the reviews. Can any of these areas be upgraded or improved? What can you do to enhance the quality of your reviews or increase the frequency? Essentially, you want to systematically review each section of your listing page to identify areas for improvement. Think of the process like the Japanese term Kaizen, which translates to continuous improvement or change for the better. It's a philosophy or approach focused on making small incremental improvements in processes over time. And you can apply this philosophy to improving your listing by consistently seeking out and implementing small improvements that collectively lead to significant process. Now, of course, there are times where your product listing might already be in good shape. Okay, so there's not much to change. But a lot of the time, when we audit accounts and PPC campaigns, we always start with the product listing first. Why? Because your PPC performance is directly linked to the quality of your listing. If your listing isn't up to scratch, you can drive traffic, you can spend money on ads, but you're going to have weaker performance and fewer chances of converting. Let me give you an example with one of the accounts we managed PPC for. So their listing was still stuck in 2017 mode. It needed a serious makeover, and we transformed the images, improved the listing copy, and juiced up the title with all the right keywords to increase SEO relevance and attract the ideal audience. And once the changes were in place, we fine-tuned and scaled their PPC. And guess what? Sales shot up by 75k per month, and ACOS dropped by over 15%. They were spending the same money on ads, but making way more sales. So basically, the changes we made earned them so much profit that the drop in PPC ACOS alone covered our retainer. And it was a win-win for everyone involved. And so that's just to give you an idea of what can happen, improve your listing, and then focus on your PPC. Alright, so let's circle back to the audit. So we've covered the listing page. Now it's time to tackle the PPC campaign dashboard. And we're going to do this all without diving into spreadsheets. Okay, so firstly, start by typing in the identifier for your product. Now, when we name our campaigns, we always include the ASIN for our product, because that way we can easily locate the campaign for the product just by searching the ASIN. Alternatively, you can also use portfolios to find them. Next, set the date range to lifetime, and then take a quick peek at your performance. How's your track record? Are you steadily growing, or is your product seasonal? Are you experiencing drops in certain times? How is the ACOS? Are there any spikes in certain months? Any specific trends that you're seeing? And I want you to take a moment and just evaluate your performance. And so this should give you a clear sense of which direction your account and your performance is heading in. So now let's move on to the next step. Here, we're going to apply some filters in your advertising, the targeting section, for 2 key reasons. Reason number 1, to optimize your campaigns and keywords for profits. Basically, reducing bids, adding negative keywords, pausing bleeder targets, or lowering down bids if the keyword is relevant, and pausing keywords that are not working to cut down your ad spend. And the reason number 2, to identify keywords and campaigns that you can increase the bidding and the budget on, and these are usually those with low impressions that have higher conversion rates. And this is so that you can spend more to increase your visibility, to attract more browsing shoppers to your listing, to then hopefully convert them. Alright, so let's dive into filter number 1. What we're doing here is identifying the campaigns that are costing us money. These are the ones that aren't bringing in any conversions. They're ineffective and wasteful. So we want to cut them out and pause them straight away. So apply the filter as follows. Clicks greater than 12, orders equals 0, and then analyze the campaigns that pop up. If your margins are high, or perhaps it's a new listing, you've got lower reviews, you might consider keeping these campaigns running if the CPCs are super low. But the majority of the time, you want to go ahead and pause them. Okay, so that cuts out the bleeding keywords and the targets with 0 conversion. Now let's move on to the next filters. Filters number 2 and 3. With these filters, our aim is to bring down the ACoS of some of your campaigns while slightly increasing your overall profitability by reducing spending on campaigns that are generating some orders but at a higher cost. And this strategy is straightforward yet very effective. So here's what you'll do. You'll gradually reduce your bids by 10% on those targets that are producing more than one order but are proving to be costly. Now, an important piece of advice, we don't want to pause these campaigns like we did with the previous filter because they're showing some level of performance, albeit at a higher cost. Something is better than nothing. And it's crucial not to cut off a revenue stream prematurely, especially when it's performing and providing valuable data. Here's the process. Apply the following filter. Clicks greater than 12, orders greater than or equal to 2, ACoS less than or equal to 75%. And then you want to sort ACoS highest to lowest and then analyze. So between an ACoS of 75% to 50% working down, you can select those targets, apply bulk actions and adjust the bid, reducing it by 10%. Just a side note, by cutting back on your bids on any campaign, it's important to realize that there's a trade-off. You're likely to see fewer impressions on your campaigns. If you think about it, sponsored products operates on an auction model. So less aggressive bidding results in fewer impressions, which means less visibility. So while you might get fewer clicks overall, if your conversion rate, your ratio of clicks to orders remains the same, then you're essentially getting more value out of the click for less spend, which in turn lowers your ACoS. Next, you want to apply another filter. So this time, orders greater than 2, clicks greater than 12, ACoS less than or equals to 100%. Again, sort ACoS highest to lowest and then work through the targets. So select any targets between 100% to 75% and then apply bulk action and reduce the bids by 20%. What you can also do, you can review the search terms for each campaign if it's a broader phrase match type to identify any keywords that are irrelevant and costing too much so that you can then go ahead and negate them. Now, the next filter that you want to apply is on targets that are just costing you way too much. So these would usually be anything with an ACoS of 100% and above. So the next filter is clicks greater than 12, orders greater than 2, and ACoS greater than 100%. And then sort ACoS lowest to highest. And then this is all about analyzing, okay? Now, between 100 to 150%, I want to first see whether these terms are relevant to my product. And if they're relevant, I would reduce the bids by 50%. And if they're not, I will pause them unless they're producing a fair bit of orders. And then anything between 150 to 200%, I will again reduce the bid by 50% because I want to still try and keep the orders coming through, but at a much affordable rate. Again, if you see a target is completely irrelevant, then just pause it straight away. And likewise with these, you can go one step further by going into the campaign's search terms if it's a broad or phrase match to see whether you're wasting clicks and spending extra money, and then you can go ahead and negate those terms. Now look, if your margins are low or you're struggling or you just don't have the stomach to keep spending this much on ads, then just cut anything out over 150% unless it's got over 10 orders. Alright, so these are some of the things that you can do when auditing your campaign performance to optimize for profit. By doing this, you reduce your ACoS, you improve your margins, and that extra money you save, you can now reinvest on what's working, which I'm about to show you next, or you can use it to further grow your business. Okay, so let's move on to how we can improve your performance. So we've already looked at improving the listing, which directly improves our advertising and organic performance. Now, when it comes to increasing your bids so that you can improve your performance, we want to apply some filters so that we can identify opportunities for growth. And a super easy and quick way to do this is by filtering by ROAS greater than 4. Because that means for every dollar you've spent on ads, you're earning back 4 times the amount in revenue. So anyways, apply the filter, analyze the data. You'll see that these are either recently created campaigns or campaigns that have very few orders. But anyways, you can go into your dashboard and apply a bulk action to increase your bids for your keywords by like 10 to 20 cents. And this would just give you that bit more exposure, allow you to appear higher up in the sponsored ad auction, gain more visibility, and as a result, get more clicks and more sales. Another thing you can do from here is also increase your budgets. So you will see that your budgets for these campaigns are quite low, and a ROAS of 4 is a good ACOS and a healthy return. So increasing your budget by like 10 to 20% won't necessarily spend all of your budget. It'll just allow your campaign to have more room to spend. So based on Amazon's algorithms, it could mean that you get more clicks and more sales at a high ROAS. So at the end of the day, it's a win-win. So to sum up this video, when you improve the quality of your brand visuals, i.e. your graphics, your brand content, your videos, and you refine your listing, you're setting the stage for a significant improvement in your click-through rate and potentially your conversion rate. This improvement happens naturally because more people will be attracted to click on your listing thanks to your compelling visuals and your improved listing copy. And once they're there, flicking through your listing, they'll be enticed by the engaging presentation of your product through your images, your bullet points, and your descriptions. And the important thing to know here is that these improvements don't just make your listing look good. They have a huge direct impact on your advertising and organic performance. Also, Amazon operates on a reciprocal basis, where good PPC performance, driven by high traffic and conversion rates, positively influences your organic ranking. Essentially, when you scratch Amazon's back by converting more traffic through effective PPC campaigns, appealing listings, and high conversion rates, Amazon scratches yours by boosting your organic visibility. And basically getting this right is key to really growing your brand the right way, effectively and profitably. And once you've made these changes with your PPC, give them about 2 weeks and then circle back and check your performance again. Apply the same filters and you'll start to notice improvements in your PPC game. Look, PPC isn't a set it and forget it kind of thing. You gotta stay on top of it. So make a habit to review your performance regularly, whether it's every week or every 2 weeks. See where you can optimize, where you're bleeding unnecessary cash, and how you can really take your sales to the next level. So take this systematic approach and you'll start seeing results. This is what's going to help you nail long-term success and seriously expand your business on Amazon. I hope this video has helped you and you found massive value in this video. Hopefully, fingers crossed, you should have a much better idea of how to optimize your campaigns and improve your performance. Guys, make sure to like and subscribe. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.